Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin' Mommy, and I'm here for my weekly update. It is Monday, October 23rd, and this is a little bright. There we go. So, I had a pretty good week with stitching. Good week with watching Flosstube. Still not caught up, but I had some days where I was sewing some chair covers for a new dining table set that we have. We thought we'd cover the kids' chairs since they completely annihilated the fabric seats of the last set we had. So I made some chair covers, and while I was sewing, I had Flosstube on in the background. So I got quite a few done that way, which is nice. Oops, sorry. And loving everybody's videos. It's been fun to follow along with everybody. I wanted to share a couple things I got. Not very much. I went to my local needlework shop today. Oh yeah, I went to yeah, I guess this was first. I went to shop just running errands for other things, and then got a call while I was in the car from my LNS that my requested threads had come in, and so I decided, and they were going to go on a retreat starting Thursday, I think. So I think this was a Wednesday I was driving around. So I figured I'd better go in and get it, because I actually wouldn't have been as antsy to go, except I found out I would need more whisper thread for Royal Holiday, and I didn't have any more, so I figured, well, let's run on over there, get my threads that they ordered for me and some more whisper. So that's what I did. I got Sable from Gentle Art, and when I was looking through my current stash of Gentle Arts that's for my Joyful World series, looking through for December, found out I already have Sable because December takes Sable, and I probably would have had enough for the Heirloom Nativity Sampler, which is what I bought this for. But that's alright. I have lots of this nice pretty brown now. And so now I got that, and she also ordered another Silk Lame braid for my chatelaine, because it called for 3 cards, and they only had 2 in stock last time. I wanted to make sure I had enough of that. And then I went ahead and got 2 cards of whisper thread. They just had 2 cards there, and I knew I wouldn't need 2 more for Royal Holiday, but I do have Winter Queen in my stash, so I figured I might as well just get what they have, and I'll use it eventually. So, and then, oh yeah, first off, when I went to find a link after my last video for the His Name is Jesus pattern that I showed that's free from Joyful Expressions, I went to find the link to put in the description box and found out they make needle minders as well as patterns. They were only $3 and free shipping, so I got one since I needed more anyways. So that came in, and it's this cute little bottle cap one. Make a joyful noise to the Lord. It's got a cute little bird and a birdhouse. I like the colors on this one the best. They had a lot of variety. This one was weird because I had the one that's on your fabric is on the back is really thin, which was different than the frosted pumpkin one that Shelly gave me. So I thought that was interesting, and I know I'll probably find a variety of types as I go about this needle minder journey. And I wanted to thank you all for all your suggestions with magnets and whatnot for needle minders. A lot of you mentioned that Home Depot sells the rare earth magnets that are silver. I went to one Home Depot, and the closest one to me, and they didn't have any. They had 4 little pegs, and they were all sold out. But I went to a different one on the other side of town when I was over there for something else, and they had some. So I bought some and made some of my own. I started out with this brooch. This is the brooch I was mentioning before that my aunt gave me a few years ago. as a pin, and I wasn't going to wear it necessarily as a pin, but thought it could be a nice needle minder. This is very thick, so I've noticed that it's not magnetic on the front. But most of the time I'll put my needle on the back anyways, so it also might be a little heavy. So we'll see how often I use that one. It's very pretty though. So, and then I found this little Victorian shoe in my collection of buttons, and my husband took off the back so I could make it into a needle minder. And then I was looking through his grandma's button stash that I was allowed to go through when she passed away, and I took home a whole bunch of her old buttons from her sewing stash, and this is one of them. It's a cute little one with a probably fake pearl in the middle. Made that into one. This one is on my travel piece, which is my secret stitch. And I have a couple more that I'll show you when I pull out my whips. So I made like 5 of my own, and I got the one in the mail and got Shelly's, so now I have 7. I think I'm good for now, for a while. I also went ahead and bought this pattern. This is from Jodery Designs. They're a British company, PDF pattern. It says, a teacher helps you grow, lets you develop, and watches you fly, and shows the caterpillar, chrysalis, and butterfly. I'll be making this in the new year for my daughter's preschool teacher. Teacher Appreciation Week is like the end of April, beginning of March, or beginning of May, somewhere in there. So, I'll give it to her then. I was planning to start it in April, and it probably would only take me a week. But since it will clearly be finished next year, I wanted to use it for Year of Whips. But then listening to Ann P. talk about her Year of Whips plans, realized it needs to be started before January 18th so that it is technically a whip to count for Year of Whips. So I will need to start this sometime before January 18th. I'm planning to use the Color and Cotton threads or Gentle Arts threads to make this. I'll probably have blue letters, like a green caterpillar, brown chrysalis, and a purple butterfly. So that's kind of my plan for that. Shouldn't be too difficult to do. So I have a few updates. The same 3 whips I had last time, so hopefully you're not going to be bored of them. This is my other little needle minder that I made out of one of my buttons, and it's just a little butterfly button. And again, my husband took the backs off for me so I could make them into, glue the magnets on. So here's my temperature garden. Still working on it. I put in a couple more flowers yesterday, but now I'm working on the stems for these 3 October flowers that are done now. So here's what it looked like last time. And here it is now. Let's see if I can get that nice and flat for you. So I have these 2 new flowers. Summer, it does not want to go away, so we've still got some bright ones. This coming week, it's supposed to be 102 tomorrow on October 24th. Like, summer needs to go away. I want some more of these blue blue colors to come back. We've had a couple of these green ones, which is nice. So like, for example, this flower, this day was 90. The very next day was like 78. So it's just crazy. The weather doesn't quite know what to do. But anyways, Bendy Stitchy was mentioning that the garden is looking fuller, and it's been fun to watch the year progress through this design. So I only have 1 more row down here for November and December, and then it will be done. It should be fun. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if I'll frame it or make it into a pillow or just what's going to happen with this one. So I have that out because I was going to finish up the string of the stems. And then the other little one I was working on is my National Park one. And I guess I'll show you. Here we go. Here's clues 1 and 2 for the Greetings from the Park Stitch Along by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And I did not get very much time, like regular stitching time on the weekend to work on this. We went on a little road trip, so I had a lot of car time. So my secret stitch got a lot of work, and then I put a little bit of time into my temperature garden. So this didn't get a whole lot of time, but I got some, and this is what it looked like last time. And here it is now. I got one more color finished. So I got this medium green color, all the treetops in the Everglades, and the top of a manatee. I guess maybe it's mossy colored? I don't know. And then a bunch of cactuses. Little baby cactuses, and then one big one in Saguaro National Park. So that's coming along. I like the extra dimension each new color gives, so hopefully next weekend I'll get a little bit more time on that. I brought it with me on our trip, but we didn't end up having any stitching time where we went like I thought we might. So we didn't end up. Here's my little Frosted Pumpkin one, still on that one from Shelly. And then the biggest one, which I know you're all dying to see, is Royal Holiday. And I got a good amount done. I'm pretty happy with how much I got done on her. Here's where she was last time. And here she is now. So, if you can see, oh, this is another needle minder that was from my husband's grandma's stash. It's got like this like opal-y purple color button with some silver and like rhinestones in there. Super pretty. So I made that into a needle minder too. So this chunk over here is what I worked on the most. Oh yeah, I added the beads. I don't think I had done that yet. And maybe the Krennic. So this section is all the way done now. I don't know if I'd done that before. The beads and the Krennic in here are all done. And there was a little bit of beads on this holly over here that I did with that string. I did this whole chunk all the way to the end. Lots and lots of whisper, which is what made me realize I'm not going to have enough. And as I think I finished my card. When I got to the end of this string, a little bit down here as well, that was the last of that card. So there's more whisper down here. So I will definitely be needing that other card. So I started working on this red burgundy bit right here, and that's where I'll continue this week, working on this. Down here is going to have a lot of bling. So it's going to have a lot of Krennic, a lot of beads, the gold beads, kind of mimicking this look up here. So that'll be fun. I don't know if I'll get to any of that this week, but I'll at least work on a lot of the DMC to fill in this area. But really this little triangle bit right here is all that's left. So that's really encouraging. Very, very fun. So I'll be going back to that. I'll probably finish my stem piece of string that I have. It's like on the needle right now. I'll finish that today, and then I'll work on Royal Holiday again. So it's been so fun, like working on her and getting her so close. So I'm really excited. She'll probably be done in another 2 or 3 weeks. So I don't want to be too optimistic because life happens and then she might not get done as quickly. So I don't want to be like, oh, she's going to be done in 1 week and then be really disappointed. So I'm trying to set my expectations realistically. As far as plans go, I've been fine-tuning next year's plans with Year of Whips and Olympics and full coverage fanatics, stitch-alongs. I think I'm pretty happy with where I have them now, so I thought I'd share a little bit more of what I've been talking about. This is my current Year of Whips for not Year of Whips, my current list of whips for 2018. This is not all of my whips, but I have all my full coverage on this side. Anne of Green Gables is not yet started. I'm going to do a little crop of that on 40 count gauze for Stitch Mania. I'm going to start that for Stitch Mania, but all the rest of these are started. I'm hoping to get page finishes on a lot of these for Year of Whips. These are my Fancy Ladies category. Lady of the Flag I'm going to start in July. Little Wings I think I'll start in September. Stargazer will be a Stitch Mania start. I'm hoping to finish Snow Queen next year for my daughter's sake. These are all the quote-unquote regular patterns. This is the castle. I think I might have mentioned before, I couldn't find a picture online of the kit that I have, so I just grabbed a picture of the castle and put it there. Dragon Ride, I'm going to start in February for the Olympics stitch-along. Falling Leaves is a little DMC freebie. I was going to start as soon as like November, December sometime. I'm going to start that as just kind of a side project. Hoping to get that done next year for Year of Whips. Heirloom Nativity will be started as soon as Royal Holiday is done. I'll get back to that. Teacher's Job is the one that I just showed you that I'll need to start before January 18th so it can count for Year of Whips. Same with this one. Twisted Band Sampler I hope to start in December. Touchdown I think I was going to start in sometime next year. I don't even remember when. August? June? Sometime? It's on my list. That's the one for my other son. This will be a New Year, New Start. They'll do on the weekends. I'm hoping to finish my band sampler next year, maybe. This one, I had the His Name is Jesus pattern in here, and then the last the last few days I've been kind of thinking about really wanting to chip away at my old whips, because a lot of these are newer projects. A lot of the ones I chose to keep for 2018 are newer starts. A lot of the older starts are not on here just because they're not the ones that are currently calling to me. But I figured I should work on some of them sometime. This is a really pretty one that I haven't worked on in a long time. But when I got it out for Year of Whips, I realized just how nice it was, and I got a decent amount done on it. I had it in here at one point, and then I took it out, and I had in the beginning one with all the animals, and then I took that out, and I put His Name is Jesus in here. But then I figured I'd go back to this one because I don't think I'll be able to finish it. It's in there for Year of Whips, I think, because there's a possibility I might. I don't really know how long it will take me to get everything done on that one. But I thought I would throw that one in there because it's nice and colorful, and it's yeah, that just seemed like a nice one. My oldest whip, I'm really not feeling yet. Midsummer Roses by Paula Vaughn. Not quite ready to pull that one out of the 20-year dustbin. I will eventually, but there's no way I would be able to finish that one next year, so I thought, well, maybe this one could get done. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. For full coverage fanatics, I have the stitching shelf is going to be once a quarter for the seasons, and then all the rest of these are going to get at least, yeah, as you can see here on the side, I put the numbers of times, the number of weeks they have dedicated to them next year. So all of these have 2 weeks, and then this one has 4. And then these have a variety of weeks as well, 2 or 3 weeks. I guess this one only has 1. These 2 new start weeks. And then a lot of these have 1, 2, 3. This one's every month. Some of these will probably be car projects, which is why I didn't give them a whole lot of time in the my weekly schedule, because I'll be working on them in the car. So I'm planning to finish them next year, but they don't necessarily need a bunch of weeks dedicated to them because they'll be travel projects. So, and for the Olympics, I think we got a package. For the Olympics, what I tried to do is, for most of the clues, like the challenge themes for each day, I tried to pick some of the pieces that I had already designated for full coverage fanatics and the different categories, because I have 2 full coverage fanatics every month, a fancy lady every month, and one of these every month. And so, and this every month, but I'm trying, and like a backup. If I finish my little section of this on the weekends, then I'll pull one of these for a backup piece for the rest of the weekends in that month. So I've got 2, 3, 4, and then the backup 5 pieces really, besides that one, that I was trying, like, fitting in as many places as I could in the Olympics challenge in Stitch Mania, where there's a different theme every day. There are a few themes where I did pick something else that's on here, still within the 2018 theme, but it wasn't in the things that I had set aside for February, because they just fit better for the theme. But as much as possible, I was trying to pick those February pieces for that challenge as well, just so that they would continue to have love and time, since there's only like 10 days apart from the challenge in February. And I know a lot of the time those days will need to be this one to make sure I stay caught up. So, like the Dragon Ride one over here. I'm starting it on the first day of the Olympics challenge, because that is a work on a new start or your newest start. So I was going to make that my new start. But then there's a lot of the other challenges throughout the Olympics that qualified for. So I went ahead and threw that in there too, on several of those days. So that's kind of what I was trying to do, to make the most of that. So I will be switching my projects throughout the days pretty much, but there are some that are used more than others. I think that's it. Not a whole lot today, but I'll do more specific planning videos and Year Whips videos when it gets closer to the time. And I did buy fabric and RIT dye fixative, so I am ready to try dyeing my fabric as soon as I have time and courage. I will try that. So maybe next week I can show you some fabric. We'll see if I get time for that this week. I really want to try to get to it soon, but no promises. So maybe next week you'll get to see some hand-dyed fabric. Even if I fail miserably, I'll still show you what it looked like. So anyways, wish me luck. And with that, I would wish you all a happy week and a happy stitching. Take care.